Hi everyone, it's just Vicky here. What I thought I'd do is just share some resources with you that you might want to look into for setting for homework. You can do it in the lessons, but because children are using a lot of computers and keyboards and iPads and such like, it's really important that we start looking at computer science. So this is computer science unplugged, and these lessons that you can look at them for 5 to 7 or 8 to 10. There are different lessons. So you've got all the key questions. So this little bit here, we're looking at why do we think computers display images and how do they display them on the screen? How do computers store images? So children will be used to playing little apps where they colour in pictures by number. So this kind of takes that on a little bit more. And you've got this little pixel painter over here that you can print off and just preview what it's like, but you can set this for home. So there's lots of different characters, images that you might want to use: butterfly, teacup, boat, a parrot. I'm just going to go back to this. I think I'll go back to the fish because that was a nice one. If we're using two possible binary values, okay, black and white, then that's what it looks like. But if we want to develop it further, you can go into grayscale, 4 possible values, 8 possible values. So we're teaching children that when a color is on the screen, that has a value to it. Okay, so if you look down here, it's a really good little lesson that you can do with children. But if we go down to lesson activities here, they've got handouts. So for example, if you're looking at this bit, handout 1 is a worksheet for students to actually do at home with the grid of squares. What do they notice about the numbers in the squares? They are all ones or zeros. Okay, so as you look up, I'm going to show you this. As a letter gets bigger, you can see certain parts are black, certain parts are white. We can represent this as binary digits or bits. So if a 1 indicates a white square, then a 0 will indicate a black square. So it's as simple as that, okay? They can start looking at patterns. They can look at the lesson activities, okay? So I'm just going to show you, I'm going to go back up and I'll go to the lesson activities. I'll go right back to the top here. So if I was a teacher, I would click on that and pick one of these. I think I'll go for that one, and I'm going to go for two possible. I'm going to introduce it as 2 possible values because then I can go on further and look at 4 possible values. I'm going to download. Okay, and the children have got a sheet like this. Okay, so ones would be white, black would be 0. So they've got to go and find all the zeros and colour them in and see what image appears. Okay. Really nice little activity, and it's printable, so they can print it at home as a grid and then get it coloured in. Very similar to activities that you might want to do online. So if you want something that the children can do and you've got an iPad, you can use something called Pixel Painter, which is this one here. It's a free app that you can get. You can download it, and the children can paint images that are free, and you get new images released all of the time. But it just means that every colour has its own specific number, so the children have to go in and recreate some of the pictures. Okay, so that's a possible option for you.